When I was a young girl, my father fought in the Guild Wars. He gave up his life, keeping our home safe. Because of his sacrifice, I grew up to know the meaning of the word peace. But now, a new threat rises from the west. A malevolence that seeks to destroy all my father fought for. I know not the name of this evil. Soon, though, it will know mine. The days of peace are over.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Guild Wars. So, I'll probably have to mess with the settings a little bit, because you can barely hear the music on this, and I know I have it down extremely low, but we are going to go ahead and start by making our character. And we're going to go ahead and choose a Prophecies character. Now, I thought about the class that I wanted to do, and I'm going to go ahead and, I'm going to, obviously, don't come after me, Blizzard, but I'm going to call it my Death Knight, because I'm going to go with a female warrior. I've never really played a female warrior, I don't think. So let's see what our customization options are. This is Guild Wars Reforged. This is not... I mean, it's still the original, like, don't get me wrong. But obviously I'm running it through Steam. Let's see what we got as far as hair. That one's not bad. I mean, most of it's going to be covered by a helmet unless I take the helmet off. This hair is just insane. That's very classic. That one's kind of neat. That one's alright. I think I used this one in the past for certain characters, because I think there's another character that has it. This one I know is super popular. And then this one, of course, is just super basic. So I think what I'm going to do is probably go with this one. We can choose colors. They don't have, like, crazy colors, which is unfortunate, because I feel like they could have, like, so much more as far as colors. The face, we have plenty of face options. The thing is like, the character customization in this was pretty limited back in the day. Eye color and stuff was limited to what face you chose. That one's not a bad face. I mean, it's a softer face, but it's not bad. Some of these are just wild. They look like aliens. Oh man, I used to think like, man, these are so good. But no, they're not. They're not really that great. I'm gonna go with this one. And then, of course, we can choose skin color. For the warriors, I mean, they're usually covered in armor. Like, she wouldn't be this pale, but she would definitely be, like, pale-ish. That's just... I don't know. That's not... doesn't look correct. Alright, so... we're not going to show the helm. Let's just go ahead and just give her blue armor. I used to switch it up where I'm like, oh, man, like... I mean, I guess I was like, oh, hands need to be silver, like, this would be this color, and this would be this color, like, I think I just like the silver look. I think blue looks a little goofy. Body scale doesn't really matter, so it doesn't matter whether we make her, like, tall or short. None of that really matters much. And then, of course, we have to come down to the name. Has to have a first name, last name. That's just how it goes. And we're just going to call her Samutari, obviously. Doom's Covenant. Swear an oath to the old god of death. You'll bear the mark of the unfallen. But should you die, Doom will come for his penance. Oh, I guess this is like the new mode. Opts into early preview of Reforged mode with tuning and content changes for Guild Wars Prophecies. This includes experimental tweaks that are still under consideration. Huh. Reforged mode is likely to undergo significant changes. I mean, why not? I don't even know what Reforged mode is. So, I mean, this is all new. So this is obviously like the hardcore mode, where if you die, it's permanent, and I don't feel like doing that. But Reforged mode, I don't know what that means. I guess, like, as a veteran Guild Wars player, we'll just have to, like, check it out and see. So we're going to go ahead and create the character. It's already in use by another player. How is it? I guess I might I probably have a character.
The last day dawns on the kingdom of Ascalon. It arrives with no fanfare, no tolling of alarms. Those who will remember will speak fondly of the warm morning breeze. People carry on with their daily lives, unaware that in a short while, everything they have ever known will come to an end.
Scribe?
Yes, my lord.
These Char are relentless, but we shall hold the wall at all costs.
Yes, my lord.
Take this message to Sir Titus. Go forth and recruit the strongest, the smartest. Bring to me the bravest in all of Ascalon. Find me the heroes who will lead our kingdom to glory.
As you command, my king.
Alright, so we are now in the game. Let's see, hero, always hide. Oh, not that. Always show, I want this, always hide. Okay, so I don't really remember the command for the Imp Stone. I'll have to figure that out, but we are finally in the game with our warrior. Alright, let's see here. Excuse me, you're the Samutari, aren't you? I think Sir Titus was looking for you. He said he had some good news for you. I like good news. So as far as, like, Reforged goes, I know that they said they updated the graphics, and I'm not sure whether it's just, like, more friendly now for, like, recording, whether it can be recorded in higher quality. I really haven't looked into the specs, so, like I said, as a Guild Wars veteran, I'm really interested to see, like, how much has changed, if anything. There you are, my friend. I'm glad that you're here. I think that, I think I have news that you'll appreciate. I've been looking for you everywhere, the Samutari. The king has ordered a new offensive against the Char. This is your chance for glory and adventure. But you'll need to know more about your craft before going north of the wall. Tell you what, travel to the southwest gate, which will take you to Lakeside County. I'll have Van the warrior waiting for you outside, and he can show you a trick or two. Thank you, Sir Titus. I am on the way. Okay. It is, like, okay, so pre-searing Ascalon has always been full of people. You know, there's people that have been probably sitting in pre-searing Ascalon for the better side of 20 years. As you can see, there's all these people, you know, they're all obviously part of the same guild. They might even be someone with, like, a different account. You know, there's people with, you know, the copper around their capes, and the silver around their capes and stuff like that. That means that these are people who have completed PvP trials. This person has the Grenth costume, which is really, really awesome. Oh, that's right. We have to team up for a fucking resurrection signet. That's so annoying. I'll probably never use one anyways, but it is what it is. And the people with, like, the pink dyes and stuff, like I said, that is some of the rarest, more rare stuff. So you can tell that these are people that have played for a while. They're also vets, a lot of these people. So it's... I want to say that pre-searing is bustling, and in a way it is, but at the same time, people have been hanging out in pre-searing for a long time. The real proof of whether or not this game is still alive will kind of come in, like, post-searing, you know? Alas, I'm behind on my rent, and my landlord, Gelson, has run out of patience with me. I fear I'll be put out of my home. I'll understand if you'd rather not help a Crichton. Our nations were at war for a long time, but I'm not your enemy, and I could really use some assistance. My friend Miller Upton lives up the southwest. I know he'll help me if I can get a message to him. If you're going that way, could you tell him of my plight? Certainly, how could I refuse? I know Miller Upton. In fact, I know all these people. Let's see. We don't have the quest up here yet, I don't think, just because we're not a high enough level. Yeah, I was supposed to say, we'll get that later. Hey, Prince Rourke, long time no see. Yeah, she has the advanced, pre-searing. Oh, she's a... Okay. I was gonna say, she's one of those people who, is permadeathed. But I wonder if the people that are permadeathed, I wonder if they just chill out in pre-searing Ascalon and just, like, don't do anything because they don't want to die. I don't know, for some odd reason it's an interesting and funny thought to me. There are also quests up here if they're active yet. Yep, Baron. It's crazy how much of this sticks in my memory. A group of bandits has been terrorizing Lakeside recently. They've gotten so bold that they ambushed a royal tax collector and stole a chest full of gold. That gold is vital to our war effort against the Char and must be recovered. You look like you could give those bandits a good thrashing. Will you recover the stolen chest? Yep, you can count on me. Okay, there's nothing else going on. Eventually there will be new quests up here we can come back for. K, I think, is our skill button. Yeah, and we don't have any skills yet. So, role-playing characters can talk and complete skills and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I know how skills work. Quest added the bandit raid. Now, what is my... Was it L? Yes. War preparations. Okay. Like I said, I am slowly remembering how all of this works. Oh, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Van the Warrior. Alright, the Samutari. I was asked to see to it that you learned what it means to be a warrior. You've heard the stories, no doubt. Warriors are impossible to kill. They are capable of incredible feats of endurance, and they're deadly in close combat. Listen to what I have to say, and you just might learn how to accomplish these feats and more. Alright. I have a little challenge in mind to prepare you for what it's like to be a warrior. Live through this, and you're well on your way. A horde of scale has appeared at the river. Get down there and take care of them, and I mean all of them. When you've finished, report back to me. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But first, I'm gonna grab a quest from Gwen. Gwen! Aw, you're so young and you're not yet... Whoa, 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 whoa! You're possessed, but you're not yet fully traumatized, I guess. My flute! I left my flute by the river, and there's lots of scary monsters there right now. I don't know what to do. Can you maybe go kill them and bring my flute back? Sure, I can do that. Thank you! I can't wait. I know you'll find it. Yeah. Honey, I was like, wait here. Do not follow me. Because I know she does tend to follow you, and I would rather her not. And so, Gwen's flute. I like how the quests show up here now. That is actually, that was never really a thing. I mean, obviously you had your way marker over here. But yeah, Reforged mode. Party gains plus 5% gold and 5% XP in explorable areas while in Reforged mode. Nice! I like that. I like that a lot, actually. There used to be a Monader out this way, like a big one. And, like, if you could kill it, it gave you a good amount of XP right away. So, issues with Guild Wars are still the same as they've always been. Oh, the Monader's out this way, duh. I say Monader, I mean, like, monsters. I'm just being stupid. But anyways, whoo, hidden stash. Give. Deadbow, Ram's Hammer. Okay, so Ram's Hammer 5 to 7. This is 3 to 5, damage 20%. So, I mean, it'd be the same, but I like the Ram Hammer. Okay. But anyways, where are my monsters? Where is they? They should be out here. This place should be, like, brimming with scales. So I don't understand what is happening. I see them over here, but there should have been a rare monster over here. So there's some weirdness going on. So obviously Guild Wars, like, no matter whether or not it's, like, reforged or whatever, no matter what, it's going to show its age. Okay? That's just how it goes. Alright? And unfortunately, like, as far as, like, I don't know how else to explain it other than it's not the best, because you can't jump, right? There's no jumping. Spacebar does nothing. So for people that are used to playing an MMO, right, you're really not going to get much out of, like, a lot of this. You know, you're gonna be like, why don't I have mounts? Why can't I, like, run, you can fast travel, but you're just like, why don't I have mounts? Why can't I jump? Why am I constricted to all these roads? Like, it's gonna seem very limiting. Finally finished off all the scale, did you? Well, it took you long enough, but I've seen worse. Someday, with the right training, you may make something of yourself. I'll start by giving you a couple of skills. I'm headed back to town, but I suspect Haversdan will arrive shortly to advise you what to do next. That's fine. So now we have the healing signet, which... Oh, I can only move skills. Nope, I was gonna say, don't make it so that I can only move it in town. Because that is crazy, if so. Okay, Haversdan, hello. Oh, and Lena the healer. Alright. Skill unlocked. You've just obtained new skills. I know. You're the warrior Sir Titus was telling me about, aren't you? Well, I imagine he's right that you've got potential, but potential won't save you from a charred firestorm. Experience will. I suggest you head southwest to Ashford and talk to Devona. She's bound to have a task or two for you. Alright. And likewise, Lena the healer is going to explain that we need to be in a party so that we can get a signet. With all the dangers outside Lakeside, I can't believe the number of people who go running around by themselves. Why, I've already got my hands full resurrecting fallen soldiers without some novice warrior adding to the burden. Don't people know there are plenty of folks in Ascalon City who'd be perfectly happy to join them in their adventures? I'll tell you what, if you promise to do your adventuring with an ally, I'll gladly give you a signet that can resurrect fallen party members. I'm not doing that one right now. Literally all it is you're going to go in town, tell people you need to party up for a signet. You walk out, you get the signet, and then you disband the party. Like, I'm not going to do that right now because I don't want to wait on somebody to respond. I can just get that any other time. Now, there is a quest up here. It is by Althea. Prince Rurik. So essentially, you're going to hear these guys talking over here. And, yeah. Lovely, isn't she? As lovely as the day is long. You're a lucky man, your highness. I love this love story. Aye, that I am. I wish you guys would talk faster. And what of the blessed event? Have you set a date? They're talking about their marriage. No, but I've got a more pressing problem, believe it or not. Pause. What is it, my prince? It's Althea's birthday tomorrow, and I haven't given a gift for her. I've searched the shops, the treasure room. I need something utterly unique and breathtaking, like Althea. Don't give it another thought, your highness. Leave it to me. Ah, you've served me well in trying times, Osric. And for that you have my respect. If you can do this thing for me, you'll have my undying gratitude as well. Alright. I have a very important mission for you, the Samatari. The Princess Love Althea will celebrate her birthday tomorrow. The princess charged me with finding the perfect gift. One that is unique and as beautiful as Althea herself. What do you say? Can you help me? I think I can handle that. And then we go up to Althea. She is really pretty. A Mesmer's Burden. At the Watergate, southwest of here, you will find a rogue bull, terrible creature, a menace to everyone coming to visit our humble theater. Here are some mesmer spells to assist you. If you dispatch the creature for me, I'd be most grateful. I'd be happy to help. I don't know if I can kill the bull right away. But this is, like, one of the best ways to level your character. Striders. So, in pre-searing Ascalon, I know that I explained this the first time I played Guild Wars for a thing. But essentially what you're doing is you're using these skills. You get to try out the different professions, because Guild Wars 1 not only has a main profession, but it has a secondary profession that you can use, which is really nice. Not enough energy. There we go. And using a secondary profession is, like, pretty much the best, like, means of creating a very powerful build. Like, honestly, there are some people that play, like, pure classes, and I'm talking, like, pure warrior, pure ranger, whatever. Do I trust it? No. There's some people that make it work. Like, I'm not gonna pretend like they don't. He's level 5. I'm level 1. So we're gonna worry about this later, when I have levels on me. Come here, you bandit. Come on. Ugh. That's the only problem with warriors. They move so slow. If I were actually, like, a spellcaster, I would have definitely killed him by now. So, yeah, we're taking on too much right now. So what we're gonna do, adventure with an ally, bandit raid, Gwen's flute. Alright, because I know where that's at. So, I'm having a bad time, trying to explain this game. Because this is a game I've played so many times. And so it's definitely one of those things where it's like, I know how to play the game, I know what's coming. I've explained this before, the troubles with playing a game that you've played before, just because you are so used to it. And you kind of just get in this little comfortable groove. I would love to eventually make a Guild Wars lore video. The problem is that I know that there's people that have already done it, and they are way better at it than I am. Like, way, way better at it than I am. But it'd be nice to do it on my own. I know that I tried to do, like, instructional videos with, like, the Hall of Monuments, but because I didn't script it out, because I didn't, like, write it out, I just got way too overwhelmed. There we go. Usually it's in the water, so I don't... Like I said, this place is usually brimming with scale. Like, there's a special monster that the water would be brimming with scale. Like, so I don't know why they've toned down pre-searing Ascalon. It's almost like they've made it... I don't want to say easier, because I already died, obviously. Like, I don't want to say it's easier. But at the same time... Like, they've done something to it to where it's not its normal intensity, and there's a lot of things missing. Here you go. Oh no, it's broken. I'm gonna have to get a new one. Can I follow you? Not right now. What do you want, though? I think I'm gonna follow you. Well, okay, I'll wait here, okay. So now we have to get her a new flute, which we have to buy, and we also have to find her cape. So let's see what's next. The poor tenant. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do that. But yeah, like, there would be 3 scale right here. You would have a group of scale over here. You would have aloe seeds over here, and you would have the higher rank monster over here, which is great for experience. So like I said, why we're suddenly missing these monsters, I have no idea. I wonder, actually, if I go back into the town and if I come out, I wonder if they kind of just tone it down for the tutorial, and then, like, maybe if you go back into the outpost, if that'll change anything. Plus, that'll give me a chance to sell my items, and then I could probably start saving up for the flute, because I think the flute is like 100 gold, or maybe it's the cape. I know one's, like, cheaper, the flute's cheaper than the cape, but gold's not really easy to earn in this game, so we'll check it out. Alright. The merchant. Look at all these people. Alright, so I want to sell. We're going to go ahead and sell. We're going to keep that for now. So I have 21 gold. So yeah, the small... Here we go. The small girl's cape is going to be 200. Salvage kits are 40. Alright, but we at least have the flute. Alright. Gwen. Alright, now I'm seeing a bit more. So maybe? Gwen, why? Can I have that shiny new flute? It's so beautiful. I bet it plays pretty music. There you go. I can't wait to try it. Aww. Gwen is so adorable. Here we go. This is what I'm talking about. Alright, now we are in business. Level 2. I don't know if 33% faster really is faster. Just saying. I should figure out what the imp stone, like, thing is. Scale brood collar, scale brood collar. These brood collars are level 2. Yeah, I know you see me. This is 10. There we go. Imagine Burt. Yeah, so that's what I need, is to use that, but I'm not gonna have enough mana to be a mesmer, man. Come on, kick that brood collar's butt. Yeah. I need to have enough for Ether Feast, because honestly that's where most of the healing's gonna come from. Ether Feast is a pretty good heal. I know that it used to be really OP. So, like, just having it there as a quick heal isn't, like, bad. I would probably never play a warrior mesmer, though, just because, like, all the powers are so heavy when it comes to the ether. I've already made up my mind. I'm gonna be a warrior necromancer. Ain't nothing gonna change it now. I think that's a combination I've never played before, and it sounds like it'd be fun, so... We'll see how it goes. There it is! The river drake. Goodness. I knew I wasn't losing my mind. I don't know why they did it that way, but... Shit. Oh, this is bad. It is real bad. I'm pretty sure that stuff like this has killed me so much in the past, where you just get overwhelmed with enemies that just keep swarming you. So like this, like right here, just like this. Like all these are level 0, so it doesn't really matter too much, but, you know, at the same time, like if I didn't have these 2 healing skills right now, I'd be so doomed. Smeagol Lul's team has won a battle in the Hall of Heroes. Well, look at you go. So Guild Wars is mostly known for, like, its PvP scene. I've never been into the PvP stuff. Like, even in modern games, I don't like PvP. If I can avoid PvP, I try to. You know, games like Fallout 76 and all that. When you use an attack skill, each point of the strength gives you 1% armor penetration. Heck yeah. Tactics. No inherent effect. Many skills, especially defensive skills and skills that aid your allies, become more effective with higher tactics. I'm just going to go ahead and save some of my attribute points. There's nothing wrong with holding on to them. So I'm gonna hold on to them until I figure out, like, what feels better. I feel like I'm gonna end up being, like, a sword and shield person. But you never know. So you always want to, like, you know, try different things. So again, like I said in Guild Wars, you can't jump. You're kind of constrained to, like, if you can climb up the hills and things like that. And not only that, but when it comes to your secondary profession, right? So say I were to choose Mesmer as my secondary profession. I could technically use staffs and stuff, but would that be effective since my primary is a, you know, because my primary is a warrior? No. I could technically just become a spellcaster and use all spellcasting skills with the armor of, like, a warrior and stuff, because your armor is bound to what your primary class is. But honestly, you'd be kind of doing a weird thing by doing that. So I would not recommend it. But yeah, so that's a thing to consider when you're considering, like, what class to choose. Is that you're probably not going to use any of the gear from your secondary class, but you want to focus on the skills that will be a good support and beneficial for your secondary class. But yeah, this is basically the part where we're just leveling up. Okay, so lore time. So, you know, we're only 23 minutes in. I guess we should talk about the lore. So, Guild Wars Prophecies, I know that I've explained this before. Guild Wars Prophecy takes place during the Char invasion of Ascalon. For those that play Guild Wars 2, the Char, where they live now, in Guild Wars 2, is essentially on the outskirts of Ascalon. So, Ascalon, if you've ever read the Guild Wars 2 novels, Ascalon is obviously a very cursed area that is full of ghosts. That's why when you go into the Char homelands, there's all these ghosts and you're constantly having to fight them. It is because they are the remnants of basically the Tyrians, like, you know, the Ascalonians. So King Adalbern, who we saw at the beginning of the cinematic, excuse me, Adalbern, who asked his scribe to go find him, like, the best warriors, that sort of thing, that'll serve the kingdom. King Adalbern, basically, his rise to the throne is weird because he himself was not born a noble. He wasn't born a noble or royalty. All the kings of Ascalon had been of a royal line up until Adalbern, and Adalbern actually was a war hero. He was a war hero during the Guild Wars. What the Guild Wars were, it was a battle between, it was basically a war on 3 fronts between Kryda, Ascalon, and, oh gosh, I forget the third kingdom. Oh god, what were they called? They were really powerful spellcasters, and they essentially sunk themselves into the ocean because they used forbidden magics just so that they didn't have to deal with anybody. They basically were like, we're gonna use this awesome power that we just found, even though we know it's forbidden magic. And then they ended up sinking their whole system, like, into their whole city and crap, into the sea. So it's basically the story of Atlantis, just, you know, obviously put into Tyria. So the war kind of came between the Crichtons and the Ascalonians, and they were basically fighting each other. Well, then the Char kind of took this opportunity of the one place sinking into the ocean and blah, 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 blah. The Char took this as an opportunity to spark their own war. And they were like, okay, the humans are distracted, obviously, because they're doing this massive war. So we're going to go ahead and come in and we're going to start, you know, fighting. And then Kryda and Ascalon basically said, you know what? We may hate each other, but we hate the Char more. And so they banded together and they kind of created in a way it was an alliance, but not really. It was more of a, I'll deal with you and you'll deal with me because we have a common enemy, right, between us. And then the Char were driven back, and then Kryda and Ascalon made a treaty with one another, and that was that. Okay? Nothing too fancy. It's war tactics, you know? Just typical stuff. Let's see, merchant. But anyways, Ascalon is now still fighting the Char. They've been fighting the Char. Wooden buckler, I'm gonna keep that. Fire staff, sell, 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 sell. Ball hammer, 4 to 6 damage, no. Runic hammer, 4 to 6 damage, no. Fire wand, water staff, hand axe, slashing damage 3 to 5. No. Okay, so buy. Can I get an identification kit? No, but I can get this. Okay, so salvaging stuff is not like really great in this game, but the sooner that you can do it, the better. I'm gonna put this stuff down here. This is all stuff that needs to be identified. I want to identify it only because it could have some really good stats that could aid us. So I'm not really too worried about it right now. But we'll eventually want the identification thing, but gold's also not really something that is popping up like really quickly for us right now. But yeah, so Ascalon War. Ascalon currently is in a fight with the Char. The Char claim that Ascalon was their home, and so they are trying to take it back. And they're not wrong. Technically, the world, like in the world lore, Ascalon was originally belonging to the Char, and the humans, during their expansion, kicked the Char out, and now the Char are just like, yeah, screw you, we want our home back. So, Little Tom has ordered a bearskin cloak, but I don't have a good bear pelt. If you can find me a pelt, Little Tom will make it worth your while. Southwest of Ashford's a place called Wizard Folly, and I understand bear hunting to be good down there. Yep. Sure. Poor tenant. There we go. But yeah, so... Anyways, the Char are basically saying, give us our home back, and King Adalburn, who is a war hero, is like, nope. I will not. This is my home. You know, this is my people's home, and you cannot have it. And so you can go fuck yourself. And so the Char are like, okay, awesome, bet. And so now we have a huge, huge war on our hands. So... Miller Upton. All day long we turn stone, grind wheat, just to turn stone and grind wheat. Just once I would like there to be a little excitement in my life. Poor tenant. I'm sorry, I really can't worry about helping Namar until I get rid of these damnable bees. Think you can give me a hand? Take one of the honeycombs lying on the ground, use it to lure the bees across the bridge. If you lure those 3 swarms of bees away, I'll be able to think straight again. Sure, that's fine. Okay, so now I have the honeycomb. And these bees are supposed to follow me. They don't attack. They're just kind of annoying. You can, like, literally get stuck by the bees. I don't know. Yeah, you can get stuck by the bees. That used to be, like, a big thing where the bees would, like, make you stuck. And you'd have to drop the honeycomb, try it again, sometimes leave the area. It was really, really annoying. So... I mean, they're gone. Like, what else do you want me to do? Or is it because there's still swarms? Yep. I knew it. Okay, bees. I need you to cooperate, bees. Over here, bees. Is this seriously gonna, like, glitch out like this? Alright, I might have to come back and do this quest, because it seems that the bees are not cooperating with me, so... Now there's 2 swarms of bees? Oh, bees? Alright, so now there's 2 swarms of bees that don't want to go towards the bridge, so we'll have to do that one later, because that one's bugged. In fact, it's bugged more now than it was before. I don't know what else I can do, because the thing is if I take that honeycomb back across the bridge, then the other bee will probably get stuck too. Because they shouldn't be stuck. They're literally right here. Like, we have this thing of bees, And they're totally fine, right? Like, hello? What if I go this way? Like, are you gonna follow me then? Or no? Yeah, so these guys are just bugged. Huh. Really weird. I guess I'm just not gonna worry about it. We'll do it later. Oh yeah, I guess back to lore stuff. Well, no, because that'll kind of ruin some other things. I don't know. If you play Guild Wars 2, you kind of know how the war in Ascalon works. So, don't be surprised, I guess, when you see Guild Wars 2. I mean, Guild Wars 1. I'm glad you come. I can't seem to shake the feeling that there's trouble on the horizon, and I'd be glad to have your help if and when it arrives. In the meantime, there are plenty of people here who need assistance with one thing or another, and I'm sure you'll find lessons to learn that will be invaluable in the future. Sure. I've heard talk among the townsfolk of unsettling rumors coming from Mirak the Scribe. Instead of babbling to random strangers, he ought to send word to authorities if he's come across something truly important, but I'm sure he's too engrossed in his books to think of anything practical like that. My duties in town keep me from looking into this matter, but if you could go to Ashford Abbey to the north and ask him about it, I'd appreciate it. We'll see what he has to say. Pitney, what's up? These worms will be the death of me. They've driven me off my farm. Doesn't matter how many I kill. As long as there's a queen worm, there'll be more and more back the next day. Here's what I'm thinking. Worms love devour eggs, right? Can you get a devour egg from Fodden Hawthorne for me? I'll use it to lure the queen into the open. Then you can squash her like the bug that she is. I think I can handle a few worms. Okay, so now we have to go talk to a dude about a devourer egg. There's a lot going on. But also, I'm pretty sure there was a quest somewhere around here to get rid of some other things. Stupid bees. So far in Reforged, I'm not really seeing anything other than bugs. Like, honestly, like, it's really buggy. I don't know why, because I myself have never really had too much of an issue with Guild Wars, so I don't know if maybe I'm just having an unlucky day or what. Graphically, it's really hard to say, because here's the thing, I'm in no way, shape, or form a graphics snob. And I don't mean this, like, for people that prefer graphics to be a certain way. I'm not saying they're bad for thinking that way or wanting graphics to be a certain way. I'm just saying that me, myself, I play a lot of retro games. And so, me, myself, like, the game has always looked pretty darn good. So I've never really thought about it too much. Now, does it look cleaner? Yeah, I think it looks cleaner. But I've also always played Guild Wars on a really crappy laptop. This is, like, my first time playing it, I guess, on my PC. But even then, it didn't really look this clean, I don't think. So I definitely see that, that the game itself is much, much cleaner. Which is really nice, because this game is beautiful. You know, it's got lovely aesthetics, it's just lovely colors, like, the game is gorgeous. And so, like, in that regard, I have no complaints about Reforged. Reforged said it added some other tweaks. I'm gonna have to look deeper into what these tweaks are, because I am not really sure what they are. So right now what I'm doing is I'm killing these scales because, I'm killing these scales because we are going to need their actual scales for a trader. There's a trader that will take these scales, and then they will, they'll give you better armor for it. There is obviously a full set of advanced armor, only in pre-searing, and then, you know, once you get into post-searing Ascalon, then, you know, you can start crafting your own armor. But until then, this is, like, the way to get better armor so that you're a little bit more prepared when you head into post-searing Ascalon. And there's a lot of places to explore here. So yeah, we're getting these scale fins is what we're doing. Come on. It's funny that scales are just so easy to beat, like, later on, but I remember, you know, first playing this game and being like, oh man, those brood collars are kicking my butt. Because at the time, they really were, and I was just like, man. How many scale fins I got? I think all we need is 5. I'm not sure, but... And I feel really lucky with how often they're dropping, so I'm wondering if I need more. I'm wondering if I need closer to like 20, because I'm like, man, I thought all I needed was a small number, but now I'm starting to really reverse scale brood. Oh, I'm screwed. Oh, that one's a level 4, that's why. Oy, oy, oy. Is there anything back there? Like a hidden stash? I don't know. Now, obviously, in pre-searing Ascalon, one thing that you're not going to find is you're not going to find a death penalty. So, one thing I do not like about Guild Wars is that every time you die, you accrue a 15% death penalty. This lowers all your stats. Like, every single one of your stats. And so you're kind of screwed in that regard because it lowers your health, it lowers your defense, it lowers everything. And the only way to get that death penalty to go away is if you go to an outpost and then you kind of restart the zone over, or if you use a shrine and then you pay an ungodly amount of money so that you can essentially just come back, you know, or that you can start back at 0, you know, death penalty and stuff. It's really annoying that way. Like, I mean, that's just the nature of it, but I'm not gonna say it's awesome. Alright, Collector, you want... Okay, so this is what I mean. He wants 3 carapaces, he wants 3 baked husks, and then he'll give us the Crichton gauntlets. It's 27 armor and plus 20 more armor. So what we have currently... Whoa. What we have currently, just for example, is 25 armor with 20 armor. So it essentially gives us 2 more armor. It's not like it's a crazy amount, but when you consider, I guess, how easy we can die, I mean, even 2 armor is better than nothing. We get the baked husks from these plague worms. So the only thing is we always have to wait for them to, like, pop back up. But yeah, I have noticed that Reforged is a little bit more buggy. I don't know why that is. Oh, I forgot about the wolves, too. I remember training a wolf. Like, I had a ranger, and I was like, oh, I want a wolf as a pet. And granted, it's a great pet. I'm not gonna pretend it's not. It's a wonderful pet. Pets, of course, work differently in Guild Wars 1 than they do in Guild Wars 2. In Guild Wars 2, pets have their own, like, special ability, and then, like, you can use it with your elite specs and stuff, and it's really cool the way that it functions. But in Guild Wars 1, it's just, it's more of like it's always just going to be a damage over time. It's always just going to be that extra little damage. There's a hidden stash. Come on. Now, Althea's gift, ooh, baked husk. We already have, 2 of the 3. So, if you saw me, you probably already saw me picking them up, but, the beautiful feather is there at the Strider pin, and then the beautiful pearl we get from the only shell on the beach. There is a 3rd item, which is a pendant, and we get that from the bandit camp, which is up the hill that-a-way. So, yeah. So, the pendant, is up on the hill there in a treasure chest. The gift for Althea is like a multiple choice quest, I guess, or a choose your own fate quest, I guess. Excuse me. Come on, worm. So the way that the Althea quest works is it doesn't matter which gift you choose for her, because Osiric will only take the 3rd option. So, like, if I hand him the beautiful feather, he'll be like, yeah, nah, that's not it. And then I hand him the pearl, he'll say, that's not it. And then I hand him the necklace, and he's like, oh, this is perfect. So then in your head, you're like, oh, it must have been the necklace. But then if you try this again later, you know, if you try a new character, and then you hand him the necklace, he'll be like, yeah, that's not it. And then you hand him the, you know, the feather again, and he's like, that's not it. And then you hand him the pearl, he'll be like, oh, that's it. It's not randomized. Well, it's not randomized as you might think. It's literally just whatever third option you give him, that is the present that he'll accept. So you can hand him the items in any order, and he'll just choose the one that he thinks is best. So that's really all it kind of comes down to. And they're really easy to find. Like I said, you know, 2 of them you don't even really have to do any combat to get. The third one, which is the necklace, that's going to be the hardest one because you literally have to fight bandits in order to get it. There's these bandits in this camp right here, and then if you follow this like trail up the hill, that is where the you'll find the rest of the stuff. These bandits can be annoying for multiple reasons, and mostly it's the fire starters. The fire starters are spellcasters, and because they are spellcasters, they can just cast spells super quick, and they can obviously attack you at a distance, so you have to keep up on your healing. That and these guys, they'll just stack up on you if you're not careful. In pre-searing, they don't really tend to stack up on you as often, but once you're in post-searing, they will definitely stack up on you. These worn belts can be turned into a collector, so if you see any worn belts, obviously kind of keep them, and then later they can be scrapped for cloth. So again, it's a good thing to keep. Same with the scale fins. The scale fins can be turned into scales, which later can be used to make armor. So, up to you on what you choose to keep, but just remember you will want to salvage materials because you will need materials to make armor in the future. Crafting does not work the same in Guild Wars 1 as it does in Guild Wars 2, or any MMO. It's not like you just choose a couple of professions to, you know, I guess level up your crafting in. Literally, crafting in Guild Wars 1 comes down to you scrap a bunch of crap so that you have a bunch of crap, and then you give a bunch of crap to a blacksmith, and then pay him money, and then he makes you your armor. That's the only crafting in the game. I wish crafting was better. I wish it was more, like, intriguing and had a better reward, but alas, it does not. So, goodness gracious. That took you forever. Alright, worn belt. Let's see what we have here. So, tribal blade is 3 to 5. Wooden buckler is 4. This is also 3 to 5. This is 6 to 8. What is this? 5 to 7? So this hammer is better. I can scrap this and scrap this. Okay, so we have 2 iron ingots. I'm keeping these for now in case I do want to go to sword and shield. So spend attribute points. Strength. Right now I'm just putting everything into strength. You can change your attribute points anytime. Okay, it's not like it's essential to, you know, oh god, this is where crap's gonna get really hard really fast. Yeah. If I can just stay on top of my healing, it's fine, but that's the challenge, isn't it? Nope. Aw. I didn't press it fast enough. Okay, so I killed 2 of them? 2 of them? So the Ashford Strongbox, that's for the taxes. So we obviously want to get that. We're just going to spawn back near Ashford Abbey. Normally I would have taken a lot longer to level up and get some, like, new items, but haven't really done that yet. As you explore, essentially what you're doing is you're just doing these early quests, which are teaching you your controls, but at the same time, you're also trying out the different professions. So obviously, Althea is the mesmer teacher. Inside Ashford Abbey, you will find 2 teachers. Menlo, he is the monk teacher. He will be over there by the statue of Duena. And then if you go into here, which is the catacomb section, you will run into Eve. No, it's not Eve. Is it Eve? Anyways, you'll run into the necromancer teacher, who will obviously teach you necromancy. That's where we're gonna go. And then there's a field where you learn the ranger skills, and you have to, essentially, like, tame an animal. Then there's Wizard's Folly, where you learn Elementalist. So there's a bunch of different things to do, and it kind of just depends on what manner you want to do them. Leveling up in this game is kind of slow. I mean, I just don't know how else to explain that, other than leveling is very slow, getting gold is very slow, everything about this game is really slow. And on top of that, even though you're getting, like, tips and tricks on how to do things, there's a lot that this game doesn't teach you. So, obviously you can salvage equipment in order to get crafting materials. Likewise, you can use identification kits to help you in your journey. Man. Yeah, they're just saying no way. I was hoping to get that fire starter dead, but I guess I just really can't do it right now because of these 4 chicks. It was a lot easier when I was a spellcaster because I could literally just lure them out one at a time. Alright, so I guess we're just going to go ahead and go with the flow right now. Acquire a Devourer egg from Fodden, which is fine. It's just we have to go all the way back here. And technically, we have to solve the bull problem because then Fodden will get mad because we killed his bull. And then he'll demand a Devourer egg. And then we get 2 of them. And then he keeps one. And then... yeah, it's like he keeps one. And then we take one. I wonder if this has fixed itself now. Because I don't see the bees over here. Whoa. Are there other swarms of bees? Or is there just this swarm of bees? I don't see any more bees. So maybe we can cheese this quest since the other 2 bees are gone. And maybe we can just get this thing of bees over the bridge. And then if we can do that, then it counts. So let's see if we can cheese this. And if we can, all the better for it. So can we do it? Can we cheese? No? I guess we can't because technically those bees also glitched out. So what is going on? What is going on? Okay, well, I guess that's not something that's gonna happen. Alright, so I guess we're gonna try and do a Mesmer's Burden. That way we can talk to Fodden. And then talking to Fodden, we can then get the eggs. And then we can kill the Devourer Queen. And then upon killing the Devourer Queen... mostly we're just trying to level up right now. I think the highest I've ever gotten as far as level in pre-searing is 10. Because eventually you do reach a point where you're just not gaining experience anymore for killing monsters. And I guess there's a way that you can cheese that. There are people that get to level 20 in pre-searing, and what they do is they head into a section which is north of the wall, and that's the war front. And there's a way that you can kind of manipulate it to where you can get, 20 to level 20, which is the highest level that you can get. So there is that. Do I have the patience for that? No. But people used to do that all the time. They were like, oh, I'm going to challenge myself to get to level 20. And so there would be parties forming to go north of the wall. Well, you can only, go in parties of 2. So that's another thing. So in pre-searing, you can only go in parties of 2. In post-searing, you can only go in parties based on your specific, area. So, like, early on, you can only have 4. They hit too hard. That's so ridiculous. Yeah, that's so ridiculous. There we go. Still not great, though. Goodness. Not great at all. So I'm definitely not ready for that. Well, man, and then if I go, those people are gonna swarm up on me. Ooh, hidden stash. Give. An ornate buckler. That's great and everything, but I'm using a two-handed hammer. I can't do anything with that right now. Oh, there's a Grawl. If you played as a Norn in Guild Wars 2, you are well acquainted with the Grawl. They are a major part of the starting area, well, at least half of it, and you run into them quite a lot. The Grawl necklace is another collectible item that you can hand into a collector. The collectors that actually have, like, pieces of gear, I think it varies by class. So you'll have to wander around to the different collectors and find them, and then see what they want as far as, like, items. So I just try to collect all the various collectible items that I know of. An aloe seed. So, a Mesmer's Burden, huh? So usually what I would do for this is I would hit it with this, because it's really fast, and Althea basically suggests, like, that you should, essentially, slow it down because of how fast it is. And like I said, Warrior and Mesmer doesn't really seem to be like a good fit. If I were a little bit more leveled up, this probably wouldn't be so bad. But just due to the fact that I am not leveled up, this is a little bit harder than it has to be. She also gives you Conjure Phantasm. So I love these skills when it comes to Mesmer. They are obviously draining skills, and they are highly useful. They obviously, like, drain over time the enemy's HP. So, super useful skills, but the thing is we'll also get something very similar when we pick up necromancy skills. So, it's just a matter of, it's just a matter of the necromancy skills, their blood skills, their vampiric skills, and they give you, they allow you to take health from enemies, but give it back to yourself. Back already? Excellent. I can't thank you enough for taking care of that dangerous bull. You've shown you have the potential to be a good Mesmer. Taking Mesmer as a secondary profession will give you access to all Mesmer skills, and allow you to train in illusion magic, domination magic, and inspiration magic, but you must still bear the armor of your primary profession. I need more time to decide, because I am not doing that. Who's this? There's Haverstan. What's up, Captain Osirik? A gift for Althea. Here you go. Here's the beautiful feather. No? Okay. Here's the gift. Here's the beautiful pearl. No? Okay. Simple but elegant. That means we'll have to give him the pendant, because that's the last one that we got. What's up, Haversdan? If you wish to advance your skills in Warrior, you should study under War Master Grass in Green Hills County. If you follow the road northwest from town, pay attention to the signs, you should have no trouble finding it. That's fine. I don't think I would have trouble finding it. Now what we're going to do is, now that we've killed the bull, we are going to leave, and then we have to go back out. What does he want? Oh, grim news from Devona and Ashford. A clan of Grawl has swept in from the woods into the lakeside county. If they're not stopped, the village will surely be destroyed. Someone must fight off these creatures to protect the people of Ashford. Yeah, that's fine. I want to see if there is another thing. Yep, right here. Sandra Ellick. I knew eventually we would get more quests. I'm sorry to bother you, but I've heard some impressive things about you, and I think you're the only one with bravery and skill that can help me. I think my brother Orion has fallen in with the Royalists. He's not wicked, just reckless and impulsive. When Sir Titus expelled him from the academy, he became embittered towards the army, but I don't think he realizes how serious this is. I don't want him to throw his life away for foolish pride. Do you think that you could find him and tell him what I said? Perhaps convince him to come home. I don't know exactly where he is, but I imagine Relena Stormbringer and Foible's Fair might. Orion was always trying to impress her. He might have told her something. I'll bring your brother home. So there is a bit of a bitter rivalry in politics. It does kind of come down to the Royalists versus the Loyalists. The Royalists obviously don't think that King Adelburn should actually be king because he's not actually a royal. Whereas Baron Egan, he is actually a royal, and they think that he should be king. The Poison Devourer. The Devourer cave southwest of town has always been a source of danger to the people of Lakeside County, but they have learned to be vigilant and to defend themselves from the beasts. Unfortunately, I've been hearing recently of a new sort of devourer with a poisonous sting. I'd like you to find one of these creatures, kill it, and take its poisonous stinger to Brother Menlo in Ashford Abbey. You can count on me. Okay. Oh, and this is the guild registrar. So you can make your own guild. I'm ready to form a guild. So it does cost 100 gold, which is actually not enough. I mean, not too much. It's not enough. It's not too much. You can obviously form a guild whenever you want. You don't have to have prior membership, unlike other MMOs. You can kind of just form one, and then you have to pay, like, I think it's 1 platinum to make your insignia, so that you can have your flag. I'm not really sure. I haven't done it in so long, I wouldn't be able to tell you. I might make one on here, just for people wanting to try Reforged. Just make it like the Utari Den or something, you know, nothing too crazy. Flatbow. Sell. Oh, this is armor 4, right? Sell. 72 in funds. We're gonna need gold also to get stuff from a collector. So. Alright, now that we're here, there should be a farmer that is yelling at Althea at some point. Yep, there he is. Old Mac. Yep, I was gonna say, he comes out, he runs at Althea, and he's like, "You killed my bull! He was a friendly boy, he wouldn't hurt nobody." And he's like, "You'll pay for this," and then he's like, you're the one that killed my bull. You owe me." So, go on, Old Mac, throw your little tantrum like you always do. I love playing games like this because you're so familiar and you're just like, there he is. He should be coming out of the woodworks any minute now. "See here, miss, I understand you're responsible for what happened to my poor Bill. Bill the bull lady, you had him killed and I demand recompense." Because she's like, "You must be mistaken, I know no Bill." "I think not, sir. Your poor Bill was loose and attacking citizens in Ashford Road. He was put down, and rightly so. Perhaps you'll keep a closer eye on the livestock in the future." "You've not heard the last of this. You'll get what's coming." You're the one that killed my bull." "'Twas Althea's bidding, sure, but that's not to me. If you and that Althea woman won't compensate me, I'll take my case to the constabulary, and I'll get satisfaction. That bull protected my farm for all these years. Who will protect it now?" You know what? Might do the trick, a devourer might. If you could raise it from a hatchling and train it, I could train it myself. Tell you what, bring me a devourer egg." Okay. So, I love Old Mac as a character because you give him if you give him the devourer, you do find him later. And he still has the devourer. I think if you don't give him the devourer, and I could be mistaken on this because it's been a long time. If you do not give him the devourer, I'm pretty sure that he dies. I'm pretty sure he dies. So, but yeah, I'm not 100% sure. But anyways, this is probably where I'm going to call it for now. I might play a little bit more just to kind of see what all the fuss is about with Reforged. So far, I really haven't seen much change other than the crispness of the graphics, as well as, you know, just the overall, like, bugginess of it. Again, it's still kind of an alpha, so maybe that's why. I'm not really sure. But anyways, thank you guys so much. If you have ever played Guild Wars, and if you're interested in it, let me know in the comment section down below. I have probably 3 Guild Wars accounts, and right now you can get it on Steam. It is actually pretty cheap. It is pay to own. You don't have to pay monthly for it. There is no subscription fee. So I would definitely say give it a try. Like, you're not going to lose anything from it, and you get to play a amazing part of history if you're a Guild Wars fan. So you can't really lose on that one. But, yeah, if you want to talk about Guild Wars, go ahead and leave me a comment down in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for your continued support of my channel. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Alright. Ciao, you guys.